Did you get to the movie 20 minutes late? Missed the previews? Don't worry, it takes another 4.5 minutes for the movie to start. Despite not getting much sleep because of her snoring husband Josh, Renee still looks like she could win a beauty contest. Family moves to a new house, horror movie cliche. Mother and son matching pajamas. Mother listens to baby monitor and clearly hears an evil voice, but instead of running upstairs to see if her baby is okay, she decides that her investigation is better served downstairs. What silly practical jokers these ghosts are. Haha, the director of this movie has to go to detention. Twice. And look, the creepy doll from Saw is drawn on the chalkboard. Why isn't there also a drawing of Kevin Bacon killing people and avenging his son's death on this chalkboard?
It's okay. I got it.
No, don't bother. There's no reason for you to make the frightening discovery I'm about to make with no witnesses in the room.
There's something wrong with this place. I'm not imagining it.
What, the fact that you don't seem to have any neighbors? Pacing. Now it's time to go into the room for no reason. And reach for Renee, even though the vessel I need is Dalton. What an asshole. What is Darth Maul doing here?
Your other children are with Lorraine, right?
I mean, we didn't care about those kids anyway, so f*** them.
Lost where?
In a place that I call the Further.
Oh, couldn't you have named it something a lot cooler?
He's just left us with a physical body, an empty vessel. And there are entities that know this because they can smell it. That's why they're gathered around him.
Yes, these dead things can smell Dalton's living empty vessel. That's why they waste their time turning on record players downstairs and appearing out of nowhere and generally making a nuisance of themselves.
There are other entities who are malevolent and have a more insidious agenda.
Hey, that's the title of the movie.
To cross over from their realm, it takes time, it takes energy.
Far be it from me to understand the time difference between the living world and the not-so-living world, but this kid has been in a coma for more than 3 months. It seems like his living body should be easily possessed now, especially by a demon as powerful as this one. If anything, wouldn't this back up Josh's idea that the paranormal investigators are probably frauds? They easily could have seen these pictures and drew something relevant based off of them, but he wants to call them back after this? Also, I find it hard to believe that Renee never once mentioned that the drawing the paranormal team drew looked exactly like the ones her child drew and had been hanging in his room for months. Oh, come on! Wait, why is this random ghost trying to French kiss Renee? I mean, I don't blame him, actually. I just thought demons needed an empty vessel to actually do anything physical. Did the rules change? Why are demons so easily removed by yelling at them? It's amazing this camera picked up footage of the demon, but somehow didn't pick up anyone else that was in the room, or all the other demons that were apparently walking around during that scene. We found out earlier that the worthless kids are being watched by Lorraine, but who's watching them now? I mean, I assume it's a babysitter, but I have serious doubts that anyone else exists in this movie other than the people we've seen so far. Wow.
It's no accident that your son is a gifted traveler. The ability was handed down to him.
So the ability to travel is genetic? It seems like at least one horrible demon over millions of years would have been able to enter an empty vessel and lay waste to the entire world if that was the case.
At first I thought it was a camera problem.
Seriously? Josh's mom knew what was wrong with Dalton and had proof the whole time and just kept it to herself for some stupid reason? But I thought these ghosts were attracted to empty vessels. Why would this hag be hanging around a kid who isn't traveling? His vessel isn't empty in these pictures. If these demons can be picked up by regular cameras, then why does this family picture with Dalton not have a demon smirking behind him?
Suppressing your memory and your ability to astral project was the only way to stop her from getting into you.
How did Josh suppress his memory to astral project? If he forgot he could do it, wouldn't his subconscious just figure it out all over again?
I advised Lorraine to hide them, to stop taking your picture, to just let you forget.
Did that advice also include keeping important information from him when his son started doing the same thing? Why doesn't Elise need the mask with the tube for this job? You can bring lanterns into the demon world? And if this lantern could be taken into the spirit world, is it astral projecting? Do lanterns have adventures? Can they pass this skill on to baby lanterns? Is Josh as a kid dead? This isn't his subconscious or anything. He completely left his body, so why is his kid self wandering around in the spirit world? God knows how long the demon world has existed, but they've decided to build a nice little house in the middle of it because demons need a home too.
He's in.
He's in? You mean just now? The Further forgot to pay their electric bill. Is this the demon world's bouncer?
You can beat them. You are stronger. You are the one alive.
Get away from me!
Really? That's all it took to fend off the demon? A little pep talk and a Street Fighter move? Are these chairs that are stacked in the background for AA meetings or something? Nah, sometimes a picture of a horse is just a picture of a horse.
Daddy, look, I'm chained.
Okay, so now this kid is chained in the Further, and he's been in a coma traveling around the spirit world for 3 months. And if this were Inception, then the time he's spent in the world is probably like decades or centuries or some shit. This is the slowest, dumbest demon possession ever.
None of this is real. Okay.
None of this is real? Are you fucking kidding me? The whole reason we even got to this point is that it's fucking real. Also, if none of this is real, how are Josh and Dalton imagining the exact same things? How did Josh imagine these chains? And furthermore, how convenient is it for these to be imaginary chains so that Dalton can escape?
Oh my god, Dad. He is looking.
Well, who gives a shit? It's not real. It's kind of hard to believe a demon who was peacefully sharpening his claws a minute ago could turn into such a monster. Geez, where's helpful kid Josh when you need him? So this ghost's plan was to mysteriously open a drawer and just when someone is about to close it, reach out and grab that person? Are these ghosts like trying to join a frat or something?
Stephen, Lorraine, go check on Dalton.
What?
Go check on Dalton.
What?
Go check on Dalton.
I know Specs is freaked out, but really? This command takes 3 times to register?
They're crossing over into our world.
I thought they already crossed over, like, several times during the movie. Remember? Apparently ghosts can be prevented from advancing as long as you close the door on them. Somehow this door became locked since Josh left it. Can't he just pretend it's open? And, open it? I mean, what's preventing this demon from taking Dalton right now? He's hiding behind a bed in an unphysical world. Why doesn't the demon take him already? And what, did the demon just decide to leave? No, of course not. Demons who desperately want a living host need to make things scarier and pop out of nowhere to accomplish their goals. Not only that, but also make it easier for the victim to escape. I hear if you look at this woman one way, she's an old hag, but look at her another way, and she's a young pretty girl gazing in the distance.
Get the hell away from me!
Well, everything seems proper here. Josh yelled at the demon to go away, which is their greatest weakness, of course, and she went away, which is weird when we find out that she actually didn't. That's probably what a kid needs after being asleep for over 3 months, a blaring hot spotlight in the face. The way this kid eats spaghetti.
Why?
They really can't hear all this yelling? It's not that big of a house. Yep, that's definitely a dead face. So Elise knew that Josh had probably been possessed by a demon and thought the best thing to do was take a picture of him, knowing that that would probably anger the demon? Couldn't she have just started mumbling some psychic shit and maybe tried to get the demon out? And if it turns out he wasn't possessed, then who cares if she looks stupid doing it? She could have just said, oh, sorry, psychic shit.
I'm right here.
Obvious sequel is obvious. A full f***ing minute of logos. Horror sequel goes back in time cliche. This picture is different from the first Insidious. And yeah, they had to change the actor, which is fine. But the demon is standing by the car here, when in the first one, it was just a reflection in the windshield.
And he's afraid. I'm afraid too.
Guy who doesn't want the mother to know what he's saying, whisper yells so she can easily hear it. If there were videos of these same moments, he would not be able to distinguish them from the photographs, because this is the extent of the demon's abilities.
I'd like to try something with you, Josh. And I promise, it won't hurt.
You mean speaking with your real voice rather than the obvious Lin Shaye overdub? Getting into Josh's dream will require the lighting of approximately 1 million candles.
Are you alone?
No, she's here.
Hypnotized Josh plays the pronoun game so that Elise has to ask who the hell she is.
I'll walk around the house, and you tell me if I'm getting warmer or colder.
Child who doesn't want to give away the demon's location is fooled into thinking it won't be mad as long as Elise has to work for it.
Who are you? What do you want?
I just want a photobomb. I thought everybody knew that. Demon with this kind of power has a horrible time possessing children for some reason.
Can you stop it?
I could take away his gift to suppress his memory of his ability.
Because I have the Neuralizer from Men in Black and the trolls from Frozen in my car. And if that doesn't work, I'll use the Obliviate spell taught to me by one Hermione Granger. After 10 minutes of actual movie grinds to a halt with 2-minute opening credit sequence. Might as well put a credit in there that says it's okay to get concessions now. Rose Byrne isn't my girlfriend in this scene, although she's kind of busy talking to a cop, so as soon as her murder rap is in the clear, I'm reserving the right to be mad she's not my girlfriend in whatever scene that is. Previously on Insidious.
Renee.
Even if Josh just lost the demon, none of his actions make sense. He's walking into a room, sees a clearly dead person sitting in a chair, and he walks in like, "What's for dinner, honey?"
This is a photo Elise took seconds before she was killed.
Which, if the first movie is to be believed, is a picture of a demon lady who killed her. So why are they worried about Josh? Shouldn't they be looking for an evil witch lady already?
Elise has marks on her neck that were put there by human hands. I'll let you know if forensics matches those marks to your husband.
They never show this picture in the first movie or in this scene. Is it Josh lunging at the camera with the demon lady behind him? Or is it just the demon lady? In the first movie, we see a reenactment of what happened, but we don't see what the camera actually took a picture of. If it's just this, then the cops are pinning this on the husband for virtually no reason, other than they saw the first Insidious in theaters. Child who just went through some horrific shit is now reading The Turn of the Screw before bedtime. Demon follows the Paranormal Activity 2 model and takes the baby out of the crib, but loses all power to do anything after that.
I heard the piano playing by itself downstairs, and I found Callie on the floor of her room by her crib.
Well, maybe she climbed out of her crib.
Maybe you missed the part when I said the piano was playing all by itself. Actually, it's amazing when we see Josh's weird behavior that Renee doesn't think he's still possessed.
Turns out the living version of someone's always better.
That's racist.
Hunt a ninja bear.
Paper, rock, scissors mods. How does this guy know we want to fast forward through all this shit?
Right there.
Oh. Also, movie again cuts away from the crucial moment in 1986 so we can see some more demon tomfoolery. Everyone's addicted to horror movies and books after the events of the first Insidious. Children's toys are irresistible to evil spirits. Also, I'm sinning the children's toy industry for making these abominations. Don't mind me, just ghosting through the background. You in for some Thai food later? Say no to drugs, Ghost.
I'm going to
Foreshadowing.
Grandma walked in.
Previously on Insidious Chapter 2. Since Lorraine saw the ghost later, why didn't she see the ghost when she was in Dalton's bedroom?
Is there something wrong with Daddy, Mom?
No.
Denial.
I'm gonna take the boys to school.
I'm totally a demon stance.
I cropped and lightened the image.
Yeah, but how did you know something was back there the first time you watched this? You pointed like you saw something when you clearly couldn't see anything until you lightened the image.
Lorraine, is that Josh?
How is that possible?
It's not.
It seems the bruises on Elise Renier's neck do not match your husband's hands.
Because the murder suspect in the photo is a woman. Seriously, f this thing. Now, I'm not gonna lie. If I saw this in real life, it would freak me the f out. But I'm a little down on this ghost song choice. This seems a little cliche for me. It's like on American Idol when someone busts out Edwin McCain's I'll Be. Ghost disappears like a dick and then continues the song in the baby's room. My question is, why didn't it just do that in the first place, instead of appearing on the couch like some sort of Cheshire Blair Witch basement victim? Oh, now it's scary. Like you didn't know that was happening in the baby's room until she cried. Ghost left the door open so that it could cruelly close it in Renee's face at the perfect time. This situation isn't scary unless you see a door close by itself. Tommy Wiseau is still pissed about Lisa cheating on him.
Don't you dare!
Movie doesn't cater to my male-gazing, hot ghost lesbian on hot living bi-curious MILF wish fulfillment.
It's been a long time.
Lorraine apparently knows every single legitimate medium in the world.
Help us contact her.
Everybody has their own way of making contact.
Mine just happens to be dumber than everyone else's. Yahtzee!
I suppose I should have explained. Sometimes contact can't be made.
And by sometimes, I mean all the time.
Are you here?
Third time's a charm. She was just out smoking cigarettes the other 2 times.
Do not break the circle.
Don't break the circle cliche. Although, to be honest, I'm not quite sure why ghosts care so much about geometry. I could easily randomly throw dice and get a yes out of it. I've proven this time after time during boggle sessions.
Elise, we need to know who killed you.
Elise's ghost plays the pronoun game in the most frustrating way possible, through dice, so that Carl will have to ask who the hell she means, through dice.
Where is she?
I might be a little upset with this ghost because of the vagueness, but I think it's just the limits of this dice game. Why doesn't he have like 300 dice so she can be more specific? Or better yet, a program on a computer that throws graphic representations of dice that the ghost can manipulate using electronic waves. Oh, I'm the one that's stupid, you say.
Tell us where to find your killer.
I seriously doubt that he has enough dice to spell even this, but I'm a little more upset about how this scene is almost 3 minutes of dice throwing.
Now only the ghosts are left.
Abandoned haunted hospital cliche. It's not a James Wan movie without a creepy doll f***ing everything up. Carl sees ghosts MTV music video style. Somehow Josh's mom and the other nurse didn't see this old man get up.
I just rode down in the elevator with him. He should be in bed on the monitor with fluids.
Lorraine, that patient died yesterday morning.
What?
He jumped to his death.
Somehow, the story of the old man's horrible suicide didn't make it to Lorraine. No one called her and no one mentioned it despite the fact that she's been working at the hospital all day. Amateur dentistry.
Your dead soul is killing his living skin.
Man, that is just frightening. It troubles me to the core, how much ghosts play the pronoun game. Now, I admit this is probably because Josh knows who the voice is talking about, but I think it's more because the ghost is a screenwriter who doesn't want to give away the name yet.
They want what you have. Life.
Well, someone saw Poltergeist.
You don't know that song?
No, I don't.
That's my song. The song I wrote for you.
How is it that Josh remembers pretty much everything, except this one vital thing that gives him away? Movie decides to Blair Witch its way through the haunted house scenes.
It seems a little girly for a boy's bedroom, don't you think?
That's racist. Also, do you not remember that the guy tried to castrate himself? This clue could not have hit you in the head any cleaner. It's a horror movie, so of course, rocking horses.
This is my room!
What a f***er. Ghosts continue the preferred turned-around state when they appear.
If she sees you, she'll make me kill you.
At this point, we really don't know what this demon's powers are. It's been f***ing with people for 2 movies, but she killed Elise, and that's the only person she's killed. She hasn't made Josh kill his family yet, but apparently his youthful good looks are tied to it. I'm just really confused right now.
I have something to show you.
Demon Ghost decides to talk to Dalton through the tin can telephone because it's stupider that way.
Who are you? How was he killed?
Okay, goddammit. This movie is trying to beat Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows for the most pronoun game usage ever. People have proper names. They use them all the time. This movie is a dick to proper names. That's just Lisa. She jumped the gun. We're supposed to be a team, Lisa. I'm so confused by the motivations of these ghosts. Was that girl just a distraction? I mean, why did they send a scout before coming out as a gang?
You're trying to reach her, but you won't.
And let me tell you why this movie's use of the pronoun game is so egregious. Because there are multiple characters we're trying to keep straight. There's a guy who wanted to be a woman who killed women. There's a demon woman who could possibly be that same guy, or not. And there's Elise. I'm pretty sure fake Josh is talking to normal Josh about Elise here, but this is beyond exhausting. Patrick Wilson is walking tall. Help! Honestly, they could have just dispensed with the surprise of this long ago, and it would have been a lot more effective. We already knew Josh wasn't himself because he'd been a dumbass this whole movie. Also, this would have been an excellent opening to the movie. And every time fake Josh showed up around Renee and the kids, we'd feel the tension.
Why did you bring us here?
Probably didn't work because he's not in a circle right now. Also, Dice clearly spelled out Rixum, which if you don't know what that means, I'm not going to tell you. Movie clearly calls for the ghost of Dobby to f with this chandelier, but due to copyrights, he was unable to actually show up in the film.
Morse. Latin for death?
Because ghosts suddenly decide that Latin is the best way to communicate at this point. Did the ghost know that Lorraine was coming in here and was going to stand on this very spot?
You're not Elise, are you?
Evil ghost tells the truth, and Carl wastes time figuring out something he already knew.
Mother Mortis. Mother of death.
What does that mean?
Seriously?
It's literal. It simply means the mother of Parker Crane.
Parker Crane is death? I thought he was simply a serial killer. Does that mean the mothers of John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson, and Ted Bundy were also the mothers of death? Oh yeah, sure. Now it's scary.
Bride in Black. I know that name.
Is she related to the woman in black?
Bride in Black claims his 15th victim.
If the killer is a bride in black, the pronoun is her, not him. Oh, come on. This guy has that kind of power now? The guy throws dice.
He killed for his mother because she forced him to. He wanted his childhood back. That's why he went after your son.
So as an old man, he woke up from a coma because he sensed Josh next to him in a hospital bed and said, "Now's the time?"
Renee.
Lorraine decides to be a jump-scared dick rather than going through the motions of normal conversation to talk to her daughter-in-law.
It's not the house. It's Josh.
Evil demon spirit apparently makes Josh wake up, but only after the people she wants him to kill are long gone.
The code word is quesadilla. Say it with me. Quesadilla.
I thought we agreed on unicorn as the code word.
I know you guys are nerds and this is all comic relief and shit, but there's no way you guys had this conversation and settled on a code word without arguing this same argument you're having now. Wait, this tooth is still sitting out here in the open? He just pulled that tooth out and threw it on the floor and no one saw it? First off, gross. Second off, wouldn't it be wise when you're dealing with spirits and not wanting to get caught doing paranormal investigations not to hold the tooth up in full view like this? This further illustrates why you should not prepare syringes in people's living rooms. Josh is possessed by a psycho demon and is probably going to kill this guy, but still needs to bother with the subterfuge.
Why don't you ask your dice what I have behind my back?
Evil spirit continues to be evil to the audience by indulging in Carl's dice games.
What is Josh? What is Parker Crane holding behind his back?
Would Parker's mom not have answered the question if Carl had said Josh? Also, did Josh holding a knife behind his back require any goddamn suspense whatsoever? I think it would have been scarier if the dice spelled out giant 12-inch dildo.
She was always right.
Oh yeah, now it's scary. You just heard Carl call him Parker Crane, you fucking unicorn or quesadilla idiots. I've got a knife, but I'm going to throw this cup at you first because murder requires foreplay. Man, that lantern has Guardians of the Galaxy strength batteries, doesn't it?
That thing is gonna murder my family if I don't get back.
Honestly, I'm just thankful he waited so long. What's up with that shit anyway? Carl, you got any answers?
I'm getting weaker the longer I'm away from my body.
A fact that will surely have no bearing on the rest of this movie, but let's just say it so it sounds like a major problem.
He's got your baby. He's got your baby.
He's got your baby.
Scary helpful people.
He's pointing at something.
And he has the Guinness Book of World Records longest arm for someone shorter than 6 feet tall record. Okay, so this is from the first Insidious, and the movie's going to reuse a lot of footage, adding context to the first movie. I admit, it's pretty cool, but why does Josh get to go back in time? Funny, Josh didn't hear that in this movie or in the last one. Also, why didn't he just keep pounding on the door?
Go to hell!
Elise Ex Machina. These spirits can physically touch things and manipulate them in the real world. But this window smashing didn't happen in the first movie unless they're saying this only happened in the spirit world, which is bullshit. I'm all for this plot development. It gives the first Insidious some interesting wrinkles. But since some of this didn't happen, it's sort of like a round peg trying to fit into a square hole.
I wish I could say it's good to see you.
Why didn't you find Josh earlier? Was your ghost attracted by the disturbance in the force? The f***?
But I came back here because I heard you calling.
It just took me forever because you needed to be in a life or death situation before I could actually make it to your general area.
Maybe we're asking the wrong Josh.
So let's go back in time again. I bet it's just a left turn past the McDonald's and we're in 1986, presto changeo.
So that's what that was about.
Funny line, but I bet you knew even before you got here what that was about. Also, you guys are just going to keep this time-traveling thing a secret, aren't you?
It's been so long since I felt real pain. I missed it. But not as much as I miss inflicting it on others.
But for some reason, a crisis of conscience prevented me from doing it until the climax of the film. Also, Parker recites a whole soliloquy, which gives Lorraine and Renee time to move a whole goddamn piano in front of the door to prevent him from coming in. Okay, so that whole piano thing didn't even matter as it turns out. Are we saying that his demon power allows him to push the door open with the whole piano in front of it? That guy barely held back an old man trying to stick him with a syringe earlier.
I didn't want this, Renee.
But I'm going to go through a lot of trouble to explain it anyway. I'm a psycho killer. Let's do the one act of murder that takes the longest amount of time. You didn't hear these kids come in? They opened the door and shut the door. And this kid didn't start screaming until his brother had time to find a baseball bat and sneak up behind you. It's plot convenience. Renee locks this door, and I'm dubious a door inside the house has a lock like this for any reason. But whatever. The house proceeds to make even less sense as Josh simply walks to the next door and finds Renee immediately, who is for some reason stumbling around the room trying to get to another door when she should be long gone already. So wait, young Josh pointed them to a door in his old house which led them straight to Parker Crane's house. But in the real world, these two houses are far apart from each other. So what makes them so close in the further? Why is the further so bright now?
Your name is Marilyn.
I guess they went back in time again. But I don't know how walking through a door in 1986 suddenly takes you back to, what year is this? I'm going to say the 1930s. Why does the further take you back to the absolute seminal moments in this plot's history? Oh, you're just now noticing these two. They were directly in front of your son a minute ago. It took screaming to turn the lights out in the further. Also, where did Josh go? Oh, Josh is in a place.
I can go into the dark place and find Daddy if I go to sleep.
I can go to sleep on cue. They taught me that at Juilliard. Weren't these dead women in an entirely different room when Lorraine and the Scooby-Doo gang were in this house earlier? Also, where's the door where they can just run into the kid's bedroom in a completely different house willy-nilly? Is there any sort of geometry to this f***ing place? These assholes are just now waking up and aren't dead. Why is Josh doing this? What purpose does it serve to keep pulling the sheets off these women? Is he hoping to find a dimensional warp under one of these sheets? Oh, so I'm the crazy one. You mean the plot in the 1930s and the plot in the modern day are converging together? That's so unexpected. Also, does this mean that the kid didn't end up killing all those women? Did they change the future with this?
I felt your heartbeat when I hugged you. You're still alive.
And somehow made it into the further because of your dice, I guess.
I came to bring you home.
I have the world's longest tin can telephone ready to guide us back.
How did you find me?
I followed your steps.
Oh. Josh and his kid are getting MIB'd so they don't remember this shit. So tell me, can I hire Carl too?
The lady standing behind them.
The movie invents a way to keep Elise doing the exact same thing she did when she was living, which is basically like saying she didn't die at all.
Oh my God.
Obvious sequel is obvious. 58 seconds of logos. But really chapter 1, right? Because it's a prequel. Or wait, it's chapter 2 because it happens after Insidious chapter 2, which was actually chapter 1. Oh, f it. That's a pretty nice house for someone whose only marketable skill is talking to dead people.
But if you're looking for a reading, unfortunately, I don't do those anymore.
The classic, I don't do that anymore cliche.
Why don't you come in for a minute?
Elise doesn't do this anymore, but what does she expect will happen if she invites this girl in? They're just going to chit-chat and then she's going to leave? She is obviously determined to communicate with a dead person, so this doesn't seem like a smart move for someone who doesn't do that anymore.
You're a very smart girl, Quinn.
Depends who you ask.
No, you are. You read a lot. You have a lot of books in that bag of yours.
For a second there, you thought Elise was being psychic, but she's really just pulling a Sherlock Holmes move.
Guess you could say it wanted to be with her just as much as everyone else did.
I think this girl just discovered the cure for cancer. Be a super huge asshole so your cancer won't like you.
God, she loved old music. Like vinyl records.
Is Vinyl Records a band? Elise needed to turn off that light because spirits are frightened of dimly lit lamps.
Lily, are you out there?
If she can just call out to dead people from anywhere, is the reading room downstairs just for show?
Go away. Go away.
I admire how polite Elise is to the creepy demon at first.
Sorry, there's a reason I had to stop doing this.
It's because she is clearly no good at it. Every time she reaches out, she finds some sickly demon or some old lady.
There's other people that do this. You have to find one of them.
Elise must have terrible Yelp reviews. This girl clearly should have chosen a medium with a higher rating.
If you call out to one of the dead, all of them can hear you.
The same is true for the living. Let's say I'm at a football game and I call out Josh. At least 17 guys are going to turn around.
Mom?
Quinn calls out to the dead member of her family before any of the living ones that are actually in the house with her.
Are you there?
Doesn't she share a wall with the neighbor boy? Why would she assume any slight noise is her dead mother and not the long list of more rational things to think?
There's no food. Didn't you go to the grocery?
Yeah.
Clearly no one lifted a finger to help her poor dead mom around the house. Was she still doing dishes when she had cancer? Don't want to say she's better off, but I bet the ghost realm doesn't smell like mildew.
None of what you just said to me makes any sense.
Dopey out-of-touch dad doesn't know anything because he's out of touch cliche.
Will you just go get your brother ready for school, please?
Is she looking to contact her mom so she can take over all the household duties again? Why are we experiencing this extreme close-up around her room? The movie is forcing me to violate this girl's privacy, as well as critique her music taste.
Why is it quiet? Quiet's not good.
Ironic words he will come to regret. Check.
You see this face? This is my whoop-ass face.
And it looks just like your normal face. Dad just busts through the door of his teenage daughter's room without knocking.
Good timing, Hector. Now you get to see Quinn.
It's the embarrassing little brother trope, complete with blonde hair and smug little face. Creepy senile woman who says crazy things, but will reveal something about the demon later in the movie cliche. Holy shit, we are only 14 minutes in and they've managed 4 cliches so far. They didn't want to hire an actor for this part, so they just got one of those cardboard cutouts and put his hand on a pendulum, which in retrospect may have taken more effort than just hiring someone to stand there and wave for 2 seconds. Holy shit, where is this theater? Pan's Labyrinth? This is the creepiest theater in the world.
Boys.
Great.
Brusque dude in charge of auditions to throw you off your game trope.
I won't ever forget this.
When auditioning for theater school, don't prepare a monologue that begins with "I will never forget this" if there is even the slightest chance that you will forget it. What's going on with this guy cooking? It's not a hot dog stand or anything. Looks like just some dude cooking something in a bucket. Maybe he lives in an apartment nearby and really wanted to grill out and didn't have any of the tools available, so he just improvised. Why is it in many horror films the pretty lead is friends with some punk emo supporting character? Do the high school kids in this town just hang out in dirty alleyways with guys cooking God knows what in buckets? There has to be a mall somewhere. At first, he seems pretty friendly, just casually waving from a distance, but I'm not sure what his goal is here. Is he trying to befriend her before he possesses her? Seems like it would be easier to just skip this part. Suddenly, a magical car apparates out of nowhere, making a stock screeching sound effect. On the bright side, you probably won't have to take care of your brother anymore. When she dies, she goes to the reverse matrix? The demon really screwed up here. If he wanted to take her soul, he had the perfect opportunity, but he just jump-scared her back to life. Now we have to go through a standard possession.
Is that a cliche?
Yes, it is an important character that adds nothing to the movie, but I don't need you pointing out cliche things also. This creepy bedroom is brought to you by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your demon side.
Everything you like. Books.
She likes just books? That's pretty general, Dad. What else is in that basket? Oxygen?
I'm vegetarian.
Well, she's in luck, because I'm pretty sure Jack Link's beef jerky isn't actually meat. I know this is supposed to be scary, but it's actually just hitting too close to home. That's exactly how I walk around in the middle of the night. Maybe the man who can't breathe is just looking for his cell phone charger. This woman has a sad life. She takes 2 bites of a bologna sandwich in her dimly lit house that hasn't been updated since the early 1900s, then goes to be with her husband's sweater vest. I cannot believe there's a stamped leather journal with his exact image that she uses to write down her visions. Did she happen to find this at a very specific shop one day and throw away her steno pad? You know what book is high on my list not to read after a traumatic experience? A Clockwork Orange. Okay, she's going to text Hector, who she thinks is knocking back, and he's not going to be there, so we know it's the demon. Great. My question is, if the demon is so evil, why is he waving, casually strolling around the bedroom, and properly responding to shave and a haircut? Maybe he's just looking for a friend. Did dude already have those composed and was just waiting to hit send? They came in way too quickly. That's the dang it, if I was home, I could have gotten a hand job emoji. I'm sending this reluctantly, but it has to be done. She's doing the opposite of what a normal person would do when they were just freaked out cliche. Did he just reach through the ceiling? Is that what is happening here? If so, he has really stretchy arms. Every ghost movie makes me question the ghost rules. This is corporeal enough to make footprints, but also reach a giant arm through the ceiling into the room below.
Tell me who's gonna pay for the crack in my ceiling.
No one is even the slightest bit concerned about the tar footprints or the fact that his daughter was just touched by something. The ceiling should be the least of your worries.
I think that was Mom trying to reach me.
You still think it's your mom? We weren't even 5 minutes into this movie when Elise said point blank, no, it's not your mother. How old is that lock? I'm pretty sure that was the key Ben Franklin used to discover electricity.
Fine. I'll help her.
Does being psychic include Dr. Dolittle-like powers? Did the man who can't breathe never learn how to properly walk? That looks like an extremely awkward way to turn left. Maybe it's the ghost of Derek Zoolander. Again, what are the ghost rules? Is it also a pickpocket who can remove things from your body without you feeling it? Hopefully it's not a pervert ghost, but still, Gwen should watch her bra.
I know you're not her mother.
The standards of telling which ghosts are and are not Quinn's mother are set pretty low, so I guess it makes sense that something this obvious to me can only be obvious to a psychic in this universe. Ah, the standard psychic beaded curtain accessory. It must be free with every purchase at Mediums R Us.
I know you're there.
Is it possible this demon/ghost isn't aware it's leaving footprints everywhere?
I can't do this anymore.
Too late now, Elise!
Right.
The real villain, as always, is your internet provider. Anything is scary when it's accompanied by a group of violinists that are apparently playing in the back of a pickup truck that just backfired. He can clearly just appear wherever he wants, but he casually strolls over to the window to shut the curtains. It sounds like they brought in Darth Vader to provide the sound effect for the demon. You live in an old, thin-walled apartment building. Feel free to scream and yell and beg for help at any time, kid. All that walking around and shutting things just to yell in her ear. I feel like he and the people making this movie are just figuring all this out as they go along. Sometimes he leaves behind black tar footprints. Other times he doesn't. Why, you ask? Because f*** you, that's why. Okay, she is comedically incapacitated at this point. Is this poor girl going to be in a full body cast, drinking from a straw by the time this demon finishes?
Before, I thought that it was Mom trying to contact me. It's something else.
Even though the viewer knows the demon is real, her father does not. But from his perspective, his daughter is still clearly trouble. At what point is he going to send his grieving, constantly injured, maybe self-harming from his POV daughter to a psychiatrist?
You sure it wasn't just a bad dream?
I wonder how many bad dreams Quinn's dad has had that threw him out of bed.
People called her the cat lady.
Why did people call her this? She never once had a cat, or talked about cats, or looked like a cat, or wore a sweater with a cat on it, or was named Kitty. Why did we do any of that scene? This movie does an excellent job at introducing characters that have no role in the story. I guess without them, the movie would have been too short. Can we just make it a rule that no more horror movies can do long, empty hallways? The Shining did long, empty hallways. They are all off limits now. If someone told me this was an episode of American Horror Story Hotel, I would believe them. Let's look at the bright side here. It was nice of him to push her down the hallway in a wheelchair instead of flinging her around again. This movie was so close to not containing any needless objectification, but here it is, a sexy demon butt. It's a reverse Lord Voldemort. So far, this demon's biggest crime is f***ing up original hardwood floors. Alright, let's take a moment here. How the f*** does this work? I get it, he can walk on walls, but this seems way more complicated than just jumping through the window. Did he step on the wall, try to continue walking, but then fell through the window? But that wouldn't work, because gravity doesn't change. Maybe he jumped from the wall and dove through the window. You know what, I'm gonna stop trying to inject logic where there clearly is none. So I guess he can Spider-Man style crawl up walls too. I guess the jump scare would be a little less jumpy if he was standing horizontally off the wall like his footprints would suggest. That was an amateurishly abrupt scene change. Did he exclusively wear that sweater vest? It must have been strange to go to the beach with him. Imagine the sweater vest tan. Actually, do yourself a favor and don't imagine that.
I visited the dark looking for him.
I'm looking forward to the Insidious 6 prequel of this gender-swapped Orpheus myth.
Something we living people are not supposed to do.
I would imagine that we aren't supposed to do any of it. That's how we maintain the qualification to be living people. Classic Elise being easily persuaded to go into situations where she would have to use her talents.
When you go there, things come back with you.
Is she talking about Walmart? That seems to happen every time I go to Walmart. If we were all about this being a dark place, why would the dark place provide her with a light? And why would it look like that? Whoever does the interior design for the dark place must be really into Japanese culture. She better be careful walking down that hallway. I remember this part. The elevator opens and some patrons of Disney's Hollywood Studios ride down the hallway in some sort of hybrid elevator car before going to another elevator shaft for a free fall.
Where is the man who can't breathe?
I wasn't trying to upset him.
Elise didn't say, that doesn't really answer my question. Does the dark place also have a furniture store? Does the decor change with the eras in which the mediums live? Is it all in her mind, man?
How I meet my end.
Insidious the musical! I guess I'm supposed to be scared of this old lady from the first Insidious movie. But since I know how Elise dies and it's not during this moment, who cares? I can't believe they got Jared Leto to play this old woman.
I can't help you.
How many times can she not help? The repetition here is staggering. We are almost 2/3 into this movie, and we haven't spent any time with the little brother until now. He was a lazy little then he was gone, and now he's all cleaned up and assertive. I think even the non-religious people would give a priest a call before hiring these guys.
I showed him that one where you guys get the ghost out of that one hotel.
Wasn't that the plot of Ghostbusters? I know these guys are phony. If they were real ghost hunters, they would be able to tell that the icing on this cupcake has some supernatural power because it keeps disappearing.
She says, one day, eventually, I'm going to die by her hand.
Demons are not into spoiler alerts.
My gift is all I have. It's all I am.
Okay, you're more than one thing.
My dice told me so. I feel like Elise could have avoided a lot of heartache if she'd said to Quinn at the beginning of the movie, I don't do that anymore, but my friend Carl does. Here's his number. It's not enough that the characters are nerdy on their own. They also have to wear nerd gear to doubly ensure the viewer knows that the nerds, one of whom even calls himself Specs, are nerds. Inexplicably loud heartbeat noise to build suspense cliché. It's just not fun anymore. Why would the demon worry about placing the hidden, not hidden camera just so in the closet, creating this drawn-out moment of suspense? Did he want to give himself enough time to slowly walk around the room again? So why would the demon who has now possessed her break the casts off? What does this accomplish? It is now harder for her to walk around. If anything, it makes him easier to capture and tie up.
Very useless f***ing father.
Are we sure this is the demon talking? And now Specs, who is suddenly no longer in shock or affected by being hit across the face by a wrench, snaps into action to help Sean wrestle his daughter to the bed, while Tucker, who was kicked in the leg, is still lying on the ground in agony. And where did her brother come from? Was he in his room? How did he not hear any of the commotion until this moment? Gosh, he is late for everything. And Elise creeps in during all the moving around. I would kick her out too, because it seems like something terrible happens every time she shows up.
It's a spirit who used to live in this building a long time ago.
What's the over-under on her making all this up? It's not like she's had any time between causing problems and not wanting to do this anymore to read up on the deaths inside of this particular building.
After the accident, it got half her soul.
How do you grab half a f***ing soul? Typing would be faster, yes? Yes.
Could you just maybe write it down and try not to talk?
Are they trying to inject some humor right here? Because I find most of this distracting. Also, what is recording any of it going to do except help these guys with their web series? Take it from me, anyone with a web series is not worthy of being helped.
He made you kill yourself.
What happened between the Chinese restaurant and now that made her know everything?
You're free now.
Free? Isn't she still in the further? Or are we talking about free from the rainy nook downstairs? Nothing really seems like it's going well for this dead girl.
This is how you die. Not today, it isn't.
Always make sure to study the philosophy of Sirio Forel before attempting any exorcisms.
Come on, bitch.
If that's really all it took, then why didn't she just call her a bitch in the first movie? She could have avoided the whole also being dead thing.
Oh, I've missed you so much.
Man, she gets real off track real quick. How long before she tells him she can't do this anymore?
But I know that my Jack would never ask me to do this.
I also know that your Jack would never be caught dead without his awesome sweater vest.
And I am very strong.
So here's a shove. Take that. Demon moves a bunch of furniture and shit around, but apparently can't block the exit. I don't want to rain on Elise's parade or anything, but he seems to be more powerful at shoving than she does.
It's got her.
Elise didn't stay behind to make sure she got the job done. And now she's not in the further, she's back in the here, I guess. And Quinn is still gone. If Carl were here, none of this would have happened. Lily waits to show up until the very last second because of this letter when it seems like she could have just shown up at any time, making her whole family go through all this mental and physical anguish. Probably need that mask to breathe when you're a demon in the afterlife, don't you? So Lily was there while the demon was also there. So it seems like Lily would have been aware of everything that was happening with her daughter, but chose not to step in until now. Nice parenting, Lily.
She's never coming back again, is she?
No, Quinn, that's how death works. Also, bummer her brother missed out on the messages of love from beyond the grave.
Good job, boys.
Good job at doing nothing? Because they did absolutely nothing.
You boys fight too much.
Did they really need to throw in this manufactured, disingenuous banter? There has to be a better way for them to set up a third sequel. I'm pretty sure that dog has been in the bed for weeks. I'm jealous.
I love you too, Jack.
But Jack didn't lay out the sweater. It was the final jump scare. Also, what the hell does this even mean? She apparently totally forgets about this by the time the first Insidious rolls around. We know this demon doesn't do anything to her after this, so what a bunch of bullshit. 52 seconds of spooky logos. Comcast. This movie really wants you to focus on keys from here on out. The title, the keyhole in the title, the keyhole in the gate, and the fact that they're in 5 Keys, New Mexico. I mean, goddamn it, movie. We get it. Also, after 20 seconds of keyhole imagery, no one actually uses a key in the keyhole. Also, why did the series go away from the chapter titles they used in the previous 2 sequels? This girl is drawing Slender Man wrong.
They're frying someone, Pop! You're on the Hades Express, mister!
Quiet. Death is nothing to celebrate.
Josh Stewart looks about as interested to be in this movie as I do to be watching it.
His name was Wayne Fisher. He was 32 years old and he killed a lady with a hammer. He had a ribeye for his last meal.
She's fun.
Elise, thought I told you to put all these toys away.
Demons f***ing with the family by making random piles with the kids' toys because everyone remembers Poltergeist fondly cliché.
He was a little boy. He lived here a long time ago and he loves playing with our toys. I swear.
I believe you.
Sweet, now she can blame anything on ghosts.
Do you ever think about the people who go to the electric chair?
How could you think about anything else? These are more f***ed up living conditions than District 9. The never-ending race in the spirit dimension was going strong back in 1953. Of course, in the spirit dimension, it was closer to 2153, but we do know that it was us that scorched the sky. Oh, that's her brother.
I'm not in the closet.
Because that's where the Conjuring ghosts hang out. Now, this is one of those split-second jump scares that have you running out of the theater yelling, "Demons are real!" to the frightened concession workers. But look at this guy. He looks like someone who got kicked out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because he didn't fit the color scheme. You didn't know the Turtles were racist? Well, it was 1953, so...
No!
You think the franchise creators just have a checklist of what they have and haven't done in this series? Beating a kid with a cane? Check. This. And this. It feels like loud noises are the only thing this movie has going for it. Brick Tamlin would be proud.
Are you scared of the dark? Who is that?
Ghost laughs for pretty much no reason other than it was a sound effect that the sound guy had in his cliche arsenal of Horror Sounds Volume 1. In the first 13 minutes, there's been more key play than the entirety of Saw 3, which held the record for the last 13 years. It was a good run while it lasted, Saw 3. So the demon tricks Elise into opening the door, it fumbles around with the key for a bit, Elise's eyes go into the back of her head, Mom comes down to check everything out, but is hanged with broken electrical wire. I'm not sure what the demon needs with the key, but Mom's dead, Elise is special, got it. You know, California, that really small state. Should be pretty easy to figure out where she is from that information. Tucker, keeping the mullet alive in 2010.
I wish I could help you, but I really can't. I have to help this man.
Does every Insidious movie start with Elise saying she can't do the job, only to do the job within the next 2 minutes?
This one I have to do alone.
Were Specs and Tucker just waiting around the corner for Elise to throw her suitcase in the car so they could make this dramatic entrance? Movie blew its subtitle budget on cocaine and party hats, so they saved money by filming actual state signs. Oh man, this hanging ghost in the rearview mirror is in terrible taste, considering that's how Elise's mom died. Where the f*** is Specs sitting? It's starting to look like Lee Winnell had a clause in his contract that if Angus Sampson was in a scene, he also had to be in it, no matter how ridiculous it looks. Nothing says take my ghost hunting company seriously like a logo that looks like it came from a Scooby-Doo knockoff in the 70s.
Before we go inside, I brought some clothes for you boys.
You mean after you told them that you were going to this house alone, and they showed up in this truck and basically forced themselves into this adventure, you just walked back into the house and got them some different clothes before you left? Or bought them on the way there? Why didn't you just tell them that before? Or make them bring different clothes?
Some of it belonged to Jack, and it's very important to me.
Well, luckily both of these guys are exactly the same size. Also, who watched the previous Insidious movies and decided they just had to know where Specs and Tucker got their indistinguishable and uninteresting clothing?
Just keep it between us from now on.
Juxtaposition jump scare. Juxtaposition scare? Did this guy raid a local church for all their Bibles to build this Bible border wall? Or did Elise's family own and leave 116 Bibles at the house? Foreshadowing the King James Version.
The camera's so we can see what she sees from out in the truck. We call it the Winnebago Ghost.
Since they just purchased this truck, one would assume this setup is 100% new. So how have they had time to call it anything? Even if a lot of the furniture and items were left behind, was the place not clean before being shown to potential buyers?
My mother got this from my brother, and he lost it when he was 6 years old.
Woman who knows for a fact ghosts and demons exist really thinks that her brother lost the whistle. And even if he did lose it, you mean to tell me nobody looked under the bed?
Safe now.
Yes, no human, dead or alive, can crack the security provided by Elise's bra.
Elise.
There's someone right in front of you. I don't see anything.
Even though Elise is usually the one that sees the ghost, she conveniently can't see one when the movie's gone a whole 3 minutes without a jump scare. This ghost takes the whistle from Elise, which means pickpockets these days are getting really sophisticated with their techniques.
There's someone in the laundry.
Girl who always gets in trouble when she tells her dad that she sees ghosts decides to tell him that she's seeing a ghost again for pretty much no reason other than to show how much of a dickhole her dad was. Ah, Kmart!
You just look so much like someone I know very well.
She hasn't seen her brother in 50 plus years, but somehow knows these are his daughters?
I was stupid to come back here.
No, you weren't. You're helping people.
But is she? We're 42 minutes in, and there's been plenty of melodramatic and awkward scenery, but very little with the helping, and way too little of the Insidious.
Tucker,
Yes.
do you have the still frames that we printed?
Yes, I do.
Tucker somehow knows this is the specific photo Elise wants, even though she didn't ask for a specific one.
You give this to your dad. Oh, I think he will be very surprised to see it.
And oh yeah, I'll neglect to mention that a demon stole it 2 minutes later. So my brother who already hates me, get his hopes up, then I'll dash them if he decides to ever talk to me again.
When I was a child, I saw a red door.
And you wanted it painted black?
Remember when I went into the further to find Quinn Brenner?
You know, the last film where actually happened. Wraith woman wets whistle with wailing winds.
Whistle once for yes, twice for no. Are you the woman I saw last night?
Well, damn. If you can use that whistle, surely you can just talk, right?
Are you that entity?
What exactly is the criteria for whether or not an entity is lying? Does Elise have her own whistle lie detector test ready to go whenever she goes to inspect a house?
Is what you want to show me behind this wall?
This is the spirit dimension's equivalent of using caps lock during a tweet.
Keys.
Movie feels like it has to show us every painstaking detail of every action that takes place. Movie still cuts away from Elise running to show Specs f***ing around with his glasses, so why can't we just get a couple quick cuts from her saying keys and then showing back up with them? Which one of these generic old-ass keys will go into the generic old-ass keyhole? This one, of course. Foreplay. Look, if the ghost made contact with Elise and figured out the whistle communication thing, why did she just leave the whistle on the f***ing ground and make Elise play a point-and-click adventure game?
Help her!
What a dick. I mean, isn't that what she's trying to do? Also, to be fair, Ghost Girl probably just saved Elise from getting whatever f***ing disease you get and totally deserve from blowing a whistle you picked up off a floor that hasn't been cleaned or swept in at least 50 years.
That's not a ghost.
Then why did she appear as a ghost earlier? Does the rude Samaritan ghost have some sort of projection powers that show living people as spirits in other parts of the house? That is a very specific f***ing power. If you're telling me that that was some completely different ghost earlier, then this movie has way too many dead women who look exactly alike haunting this place.
I'll break the chain.
No, you won't.
God damn, dude. If you're gonna kidnap young girls and hide them away, wouldn't you have tried to stop this long before your secret was out? Specs looks for a weapon rather than simply running somewhere to call the police. This is exactly what Insidious fans have been waiting for. A chase scene in the dark, not involving one ghost or demon. Alright, dude is incapacitated. And... man, that's like actual murder and stuff. Also, somehow I feel Specs will get over brutally murdering Ted quickly, so we can get on to some hot, Insidious, the last key action. However, this movie's pacing is insufferable, so the rest of the movie could just be 40 minutes of Specs in therapy and I wouldn't be shocked. Also, pretty sure this movie should have just been titled Lee Winnell is a hero and awesome because he wrote this shit. Seriously, we're a Lee Winnell with two hot girls threesome away from this just being a vanity project disguised as a shitty horror movie. But hey, it's the fourth movie in a franchise. Who's paying attention at this point?
Can you stick around for the next few days?
We'll be here.
I'm gonna have to get statements from all of you.
You couldn't just get the statements tonight? Captain Plot Device seems to be on Insidious 4 time.
Gotta find it. A little whistle, a little silver whistle.
Yeah, about that. Elise never told your daughter that the whistle was missing again. Wouldn't the photo lead you to believe that Elise still had it? Also, is Christian even aware that the homeowner died? And isn't this an active crime scene? How did they even get in the house?
Why would Garza invite you up, knowing the risk that you might discover Mara?
Detective Whitfield must have used this Sins video to help with his investigation.
Or maybe he wanted to get caught.
Can a ghost just show up somewhere other than behind another person for a change? How many ghosts and demons in this series suddenly materialize at someone's back shoulder? Who knew the Temple of Gozer was located in our deltoids? Don't mind me. I'm just filling in my calendar with all my events and appearances. Gonna be opening for Beyonce on the 28th. Ah, the old hide my demon claw underneath a sheet on a table so I can slap the shit out of someone with it later routine. Classic. Oh no, the demon's going after Elise's niece. Why didn't he do something like this before, when there was a girl locked in a room down here? Did he need Elise's nieces, Reese's Pieces, Lisa's Ceases, Alicia Keys? Movie takes an hour and 2 minutes to Insidious the Last Key. Punching a keyhole in a human neck. Holy shit, that scene just gave me tinnitus. How about you guys? You hear that too? Guys, I figured it out. This demon isn't evil. He's just trying to unlock the mysteries of the human heart. But he's doing it too literally. Someone needs to teach this guy about metaphors stat.
What happened to her?
There's something evil in that house. And now it has taken your sister's spirit, and I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna finish it tonight.
Damn, Elise, you're going to throw that on a young girl about her sister and then just walk away? Spectral Sightings doesn't believe in hugs?
I can see things too.
I'm also an actress who isn't famous yet, so I'm perfect to keep this franchise going into the 5th chapter and beyond.
Come on, boys, let's get our things and get in the house and get started.
How does this kind of thing work? Elise was hired by the guy who kidnapped a woman and locked her in the basement, and now he's dead. Can you just go into a dead man's house where 2 crimes just occurred and keep doing your work?
I need things that were important to Garza.
We spent 1 day with him, but goddammit if it didn't feel like I had known him for years by the time Specs murdered him. I feel like I know everything that was important to him. Bibles and kidnapping. So let's get as much of that as we can. Chop chop!
There is a Bible he held very dear to him. It was a red King James version.
I know this Bible conveniently fell off the stack of Bibles earlier, but are you telling me there aren't at least 3 or 4 other King James Bibles in this stack that match this description?
Well, I get the death chamber. He gets Bible camp with the most beautiful girl on earth. That's not...
Guess you should have written the script, Tucker. Why are they looking for this Bible here? There was a whole stack of them outside the locked room they went into earlier, and this isn't that room.
Can't all be work. Gotta enjoy yourself. Go out on dates.
Specs keeps it classy by hitting on the girl whose sister almost died earlier that day.
She wasn't dead.
Insidious 4 seems to be widely addressing a previously unforeseen issue of ghost hunters not being able to differentiate between a ghost and a woman who has been kidnapped, tortured, and needs help. Sure was nice that the suitcase Elise needed was in plain view from inside the room, while all the other suitcases were stashed here where no one could ever see them.
You weren't the only one, Anna.
Does she think Anna doesn't know this, or does she think the audience doesn't? Demon waited until Elise opened 3 suitcases, and the movie gave us a false jump scare to finally jump out of nowhere. What kind of sixth sense bullshit is this? And if they touch, will a puddle of Ron Silver goo appear?
Where am I?
You're in a special place where the spirits go.
Nice. So does that mean I'm dead or what? I'm 11, so you need to explain this better.
You have to go on doing what you do.
So could she possibly change the past? If she told young Elise, bitch, you better stop chasing ghosts, would older Elise disappear and be married to that guy who used dominoes in the second movie?
He's standing right behind you.
How did she know that, since he didn't appear until now? And if you tell me it's because she's psychic, I will remind you that the older and more experienced version is psychic too, and didn't know he was there.
He's on the other side.
Well, somebody has to go in and help her.
Yeah, who's gonna do that? I can't do that. Would you like to do this?
If there was ever a moment in the Insidious franchise that needed these 2 assholes f***ing around and comic reliefing everywhere, it's when their boss is trapped in the Further, and they need to hypnotize her niece to go after her.
When I say now, you will open your eyes and you will be on the other side.
Maybe Tucker was just being nice to let Specs try to hypnotize Imogen, but with time being of the essence and why didn't he just do it in the first place? I'm always shocked when I see that the Further has television sets, and that they can even display static. Not the best cable package in the world, but still better than Comcast on a handful of days in the year.
I'll help you.
The Further has tour guides now? That must be an interesting interview process. So the Further demon's grand plan was to f*** with Ted so that he would hopefully call Elise for help, she would discover he was torturing women, and then she would be able to cane her dead zombie father. This adds up. Is this movie really saying that if Elise goes all Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker on her spirit world dad, that she'll go to the dark side and be this monster's puppet? Do I have that right? Imogen Ex Machina.
My father was your puppet.
It's a good thing Elise has seen the Saw movies, so she can have these random out-of-context conversations come back to her in the most convenient moment to help her solve the further demon mystery. Yeah, I'm a demon. I slap people when I'm angry. You want to slap about it? Holy this Insidious movie is Return of the Jedi.
I'm sorry.
So what? Does this guy go to extra hell now? Or the just a little further? Wait, why would she have the whistle? The last we heard, her dad found it just before her sister got attacked. So he just gave it to her after that? That's pretty convenient. Why don't you blow the whistle? Demon picked the wrong time to savor this finger key thing that he does. But mainly, what the does this finger key thing actually do? Oh, it's a dead mom whistle. Also, assuming this is supposed to be the whole personal item saves you in ghost movie this item was personal to Christian, so it should not work for Elise.
Hands off my little girl.
I mean, is this seriously how they're gonna win? The Ex Machina whistle calls in an Ex Machina mother, and the movie just Ex Machinas the out of the demon that we never understood? You, movie. Remember the first movie in this series, which was so much better? Well, you. We're gonna make you keep watching this one. Movie tries to retroactively explain some bullshit from the first movie, and I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. In the first movie, after he fell off the ladder, we heard some noises, and he looked somewhere off screen. But there aren't any noises here. If you're gonna explain some shit like this, at least replicate what happened.
Return to your body. Go.
Outstanding, they were able to find the hospital in the further with absolutely no roadmap.
Oh, Dad. Elise. She saved me.
Way to make your dad feel like for being mad at his sister after he's been by your bed this whole time terrified you were gonna die.
Keep helping people.
Why does Elise need to keep helping people when there's an obvious demon-slaying badass lurking around in the further? Elise's mom is the hero the further needs, even if she's not who it deserves. What the hell, dude? And by the end of the movie, Tucker says,
he gets the girl, I get the ticket.
So did Specs really get the girl? Was there really romantic tension between those two? What the f***? This is the most contrived romance since Hermione and Ron. Oh, hell yeah. This movie is setting up what will likely be the best movie in the franchise. Cannot wait until 2010 when it comes out.
56 seconds of logos. Also having royalty like Michael Myers in the same shot as anything from The Purges.
Ready to forget, once and for all.
Movie waits until the 5th chapter to tell me how I could have erased this series from my memory. Also, let me get this straight before we start. This is the 5th movie, which takes place after all the other movies, but is most closely related to the 2nd movie because the 3rd and 4th movies take place before movies 1 and 2. Cool. So have we met the nun or Annabelle yet? Also, were we ever going to get closure from the end of Insidious Chapter 2 when Ghost Elise saw a terrifying demon in baby Jenna Ortega's house? They ain't never going back to that.
You will only remember Dalton's coma and his recovery.
I'm curious how this mind wiping actually works. Is Josh going to have a long blank stretch of time where the hauntings happened, or is Carl inserting Mandela effect like memories? If so, does he get to choose what they are, or does he just f*** around and do shit like the Berenstain Bears? Also, I'm calling 100% bullshenanigans that Carl can even pull this off. Not only is he specifically erasing any knowledge about the further and astral projection while leaving other shit alone, he's doing so for an entire year. And reaching back into Josh's childhood to re-erase the stuff that Elise erased once already. And he's doing this to 2 people at the same time. Bullshenanigans. Okay, 9 years later makes sense because that's about how long ago Insidious Chapter 2 came out in relation to this movie. But Chapter 2's story was basically a day after the first Insidious, which came out in 2010. This should be more like 12 or 13 years later, but you need Dalton to be 18 for the story because he's an incoming freshman at college. Anyway, fast forward to later in the movie when they pull up a YouTube video and you can see that the number of dislikes are not displayed, which didn't happen until November of 2021. So we're at least 11 years in the future, and whoops, I forgot they showed Dalton's phone, which shows the date is September 7th, 2023. So unless the first Insidious was set 3 years in the future, I'm calling bullshit on this 9 years later crap.
There is a season. Time to be born, and a time to die.
Dalton thinks he's reading from the book of Ecclesiastes, but this passage will forever be the book of the birds, and David Crosby's gonna haunt your ass. Why is it that just because an actor is unavailable or didn't want to do a sequel, they killed him off for absolutely no reason? Is it because asshole channels like us will ask, where the f*** is Barbara Hershey if they don't? Why can't she just be kicking it in the Bahamas with her phone turned off? I can't explain why, but this white cord that Dalton is using to hold up his pants is pissing me off. Maybe it's because I expect something more formal at a funeral? Maybe belts just aren't cool anymore. Were they ever? Anyway, I'm sure we can just move on from this and never have to worry about it tying into the movie at some critical point.
Your mother was a fine friend, Josh.
And you make no difference in this picture whether you exist or not, Miss Marple.
Death floods the mind with memory.
Damn it, Carl, are you f***ing hourly? Are you trying to jog his memory so they hire you to erase it again? Josh is a slow texter, so you can see why the movie wanted to capture this moment in real time. Also, holy f***, they're gonna show this whole text exchange, aren't they? And when I think of Unbroken Shots, I think of Touch of Evil and Goodfellas. And now, you gotta put Insidious the Red Door right there with him. A nondescript figure who will eventually learn is Josh's dad will creep toward the car while Josh is enjoying some memories. I have no idea what their internal logic for slowballing their haunting is, but I suspect it might be an attempt to horror movie for a couple of seconds so that this particular horror movie can go back to not being a horror movie for a while. Movie got prime footage of the script being written and made sure it got into the final edit. Ah, yes, we have finally hit the stage of the series where the actors are directing the movies. I'm sure that won't be an indicator that this should have ended long ago. Listen, that moment in the first movie where we see the Darth Maul demon behind Josh is iconic for a reason. It was in broad daylight. It wasn't telegraphed, and it is exactly how you do a jump scare if you have to do one. But god damn it, this franchise has been trading off that one moment for so long, I'm half expecting him to return with robot legs in the next movie. What a lovely interstate drive this is. You get the road all to yourself while everyone in the city is behind you 1,000 feet away. Even more thrilling texting action. Granted, you can measure the amount of time it's been since I've been to college in decades, but it seems kind of f***ed up that this place makes you walk this kind of distance to your dorm instead of simply being able to park there to unload your stuff. I suspect that the filmmakers just wanted a shot of them walking past all the college cliches, but regardless, this walk is sinful as shit.
Guess I didn't make the wall, huh?
Neither did Trump. Boom!
I'm sorry I haven't been around lately.
Skip. Wait, why are we at the credits? Oh, for fuck's sake, is the whole movie just about father-son drama? Good God, it's about time. Feels like someone like Chris should have come in through that doorway back at the cemetery.
I thought my roommate would be a
guy.
Yeah. Probably just confused by the name Chris.
Right. Because that would never happen with a name like Dalton.
Chris has a point. Although from 1989 onwards, most Daltons were expected to be mullet-wearing, ass-kicking bar bouncers with a penchant for handmade, do-it-yourself tracheotomies.
I clearly interrupted some boy bonding. I'll be back.
See? She's been here less than a minute, and even she wants to skip.
At least you got a father.
Stop blaming your dad for the shit that you screwed up. He left. Like 40 years ago. Get over it.
Wrong answer, Ty. The correct answer is...
Dad's leave. No need to be a pussy about it.
Hey, man. How are you? I'm good, just chilling. Looking casual. As I casually chill here, looking all chill and casual. Hey, do you think we'll get to be demons in Insidious 6 if we nail this? Oh, good. Josh is back in his car for more sadness and contemplation. Is this the new Mazda Sanctuary? Oh, yeah, that would explain it.
So what'd they say at housing?
They said tough titties.
Huh. In 2023?
You want to blow my hooter?
Yes, as long as I get to touch those tough titties. What? That's what the keys of a hooter are called, right?
My cooties are good cooties.
Huh. In 2023? Oh, f*** off with your call back. You should totally play Tiptoe Through the Tulips by Tiny Tim. At least that would have been some valid foreshadowing, which I would have also sent.
On Sundays, I wear a monocle and I order takeout with a British accent.
I have follow-up questions, but fortunately, I don't give a shit about the answers, so let's just send the quirky comic relief sidekick cliche, and the British.
I don't remember when I was 10.
Of course, Chris picks a memory from when she was 10 so that Dalton could share that he has no memory from being 10 because the movie spirits are on a mission to puppet this conversation in a direction that will maximize bonding with the fewest words possible.
Ever since my coma, I've been afraid of the dark.
Just as long as you don't keep me up with some bright-ass nightlight. Seriously?
Well, what did you think was going to come of him saying, I'm afraid of the dark? Yeah, I'm afraid of the dark, but I don't really do anything about it. Sorry if my blood-curdling screams wake you up in the middle of the night, but at least you won't have to worry about an extra 50 lumens in the room. Also, f*** you, that is some weak-ass nightlight. I think this room is still technically pitch black, so don't go acting like he just turned on the f***ing sun.
Hey, bud, it's me.
You'll never guess where I am right now. Yes, the car! How did you know?
The drawing. Tear it up.
Awesome! Just what this horror franchise needed. A hard-ass art teacher.
I didn't quit.
Yes, you did. You just haven't realized it yet.
That's nonsense.
I am not interested in the rules of art. We are going to break the rules.
Dead Poet Society 2, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Also, don't you need to know the rules in order to properly break them? Like, I assume this movie knows exactly how to do horror and tension based on how efficiently it's managing to not do horror and tension.
10, 9.
No one will be seated during the teacher counts backwards from 10 scene, complete with all the numbers, with such hits as 7 and 3. And for Patreon members, they'll even throw in the number 1. Yo, here's a Band-Aid. There's always a student who gets cut up by a demon from their unconscious on the first day, so I keep them with me at all times. Also, nice gesture, Professor, but that wound needs to be cleaned first and is way too big for that piddly Band-Aid.
There's someone with you.
Fuck this movie for making the nightmare tube of horror that is the MRI machine even more terrifying than it already is. These things are wonders of medical technology, and we do not need to be giving people even more reasons to be scared of them. Also, who the f*** even is this? Just a fucking ghost of some patient that died in the MRI machine? What do they have to do with Josh? Okay, it ends up being a dream, but where the fuck is he pulling this from? Or is this scene just another attempt to remind us we're in a horror film that occasionally remembers to horror film? Also, this demon begins their fuckery by stretching their hand past Josh's face, but then disappears when Josh tries to get a good look. Then the demon tries another approach. Why not frighten from the front, they ask. And the demon crawls menacingly towards Josh, but my question is, would this be less scary if the demon just stayed where they were? Why change approaches mid-fuckery?
My mom passed away recently. Not to mention my son left for school, and my ex-wife hardly talks to me, so...
The doctor told Josh about stress possibly causing this fog he keeps talking about, which we've been led to believe has been going on for years. But he brings up two things that just recently happened as potential stressors, which would have no bearing on a years-long fog. Yes, people would do this in real life, but that's a sin too. So the power goes out, which causes Dalton to plug his haunted lamp into the power station thing. But if the power is out, why is this fan still working? And don't tell me it's fucking ghosts, because that is some petty-ass bullshit. Sure, I'm gonna with the guy, but I'm gonna make sure he's still properly ventilated because I'm not that much of a dick. Thinking that a dry tissue is going to clean a bloody handprint from a blanket. Now, I don't know this from experience, it's just fucking common sense. Is a point I've been told to make very clear by my lawyers. I know this seems like a demon under a sheet scaring Dalton here, but this is merely what happens when you don't clean your sheets after a full week of masturbating.
You want to join a frat?
Chris sees a crumpled up piece of paper in the trash, and that's the conclusion she reaches.
To memorialize the night that Dalton Lambert actually has fun.
You've known him for less than 48 hours, Chris.
Party's lame.
Confirmed. So let's go upstairs and look through everyone's shit.
How is that supposed to be fun? The only way that would be fun is if you know those people. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that the fun you have by looking through everyone's shit requires some familiarity so that the blackmail is sweeter.
Oh, no. This is Nick's room.
Nick is the guy we just saw a minute or so ago. You have no relation to Nick. What is this oh no shit?
And this is Nick's butthole cream. I'm gonna go spread this on the communal crapper. BRB.
What she actually meant to say was, I need a reason to not be here while you get haunted, and I need that reason to be as needlessly gross as possible. This guy goes up to his own room, takes a condom from the box, and tucks it into his diaper. If he's really gonna score, why wouldn't he just leave it here? Is he expecting to go off-site to fuck? Considering that this ghost is preparing to projectile vomit on Dalton, he is doing incredible work holding it in until the perfect moment.
We need to go. Now.
But this is just getting fun.
It is not.
We might get drunk enough to find you attractive. Even though you look like a clown.
Wait, why does she look like a clown? That's not even a burn that makes sense. Especially coming from the man dressed as a baby. Maybe that's the point. And maybe I just want to send this fucker anyway.
I'm more partial to kick the dick.
You know, when Chris kicks Nick in the dick, I don't notice any of the condoms he stuck into his diaper in this shot. I just want everyone to know that I slow down and freeze frame these images every week, and I have no ill after effects from that. Jelly beans ate my typewriter. Let's go!
Hey, buddy. It is, me again. I went to the doctor.
The transcription inaccurately says, hey man, just trying you again. But after that, it is very accurate. So why did it mess up the first line or two that badly? Also, Dalton has saved Chris in his phone as Chris roommate when he already knew she wasn't going to be his roommate for more than one night. So do these lanterns hold more meaning than the movies have told us? Like, are they actually the spirit of someone important to the holder? I think Elise's mom turned into a lantern after she saved the day in the fourth movie, and I think Elise did the same thing for Josh in chapter 2. I'd love the movie to explore the mythos behind that more, but then I'd have to give up something incredible like that entire scene of the frat ghost vomiting in Dalton's face. Our hero rediscovers that he has the ability to leave his body, and the first thing he does is spy on his new female friend as she sleeps like a fucking creep. And okay, maybe he thinks this is just some kind of lucid dream, but that just means he's being a subconscious creep too. This sign says welcome to our room, which is weird considering you're most likely be reading it on the way out. This demon had so much fucking time to grab Dalton but waited until the last second to make its move, which means it ended up being foiled by a closed door. I mean, randomly opening and closing doors is all these fucking ghosts do. This should have been a piece of cake.
Please don't tell me you're really just a creep.
Wasn't she the one who suggested that they look through everyone's shit at the frat party? And we were supposed to be all happy about it because they were dumb rich frat kids?
You got an extra pillow?
After admitting he walked into her room and after telling her a crazy story about seeing dead people, she wants to stay here tonight. Movie is about to play a memory game with you. See if you can memorize this scene, and when Josh comes back, the door was closed and now it's open. Vagina dentata, vagina dentata. You see, this is important character work because Dalton told Chris that one of his weird quirks is that he eats instant oatmeal on its own. And now Josh is doing the same thing. And why am I talking about fucking oatmeal right now instead of anything remotely insidious? Jesus Christ, Dalton. Why did you send a happy picture of you and Chris before telling your dad the party was lame? Applying poker to this, I'd say you just slow-rolled your dad.
Monster. Hey, Dalton.
Feels like Josh could have made this memory game without all the trouble of taping the pictures onto his window, but I'm not the one who's a bad dad, so I guess I can't relate.
Callie. Dalton.
Apparently, Carl's mind-wiping powers are so f***ing good that they're preventing new short-term memories from being formed. This man has a legit superpower. Why isn't he using this for good or evil, or at least making a shit ton of money from it? When I see scares like this, my mind gets preoccupied with a lot of stuff. Junk, actually, that I just can't shake. Like, what's the ghost demon doing until this moment? Are they in the Haunter's Lounge sipping coffee with an iPad streaming Josh's day like the Truman Show? This isn't a good time to haunt Josh. I'll wait until he's doing something unusual that blocks his vision, and then I'll stand outside really far from his house so that when one of the photos is removed, I'll be visible, and that'll be scary as shit. Oh, sure, I'll disappear, but I'll keep getting closer even if he doesn't notice me. I'm sure someone will notice me, even if it's not Josh. Also, Josh is playing a memory game where he keeps rearranging the order of everything after he fucks something up. Works great if you're a movie trying to set up a scare, but what the hell is he doing? I thought the point of the memory game was to allow for fuck-ups until you get everything correct. Then you can rearrange for a new game and keep getting better at it. Also, Josh's dad decides to be an absolute asshole by waiting outside for no reason and then suddenly bursts through the fucking windows. And this whole thing makes even less sense on your second time through the movie when you know he's actually trying to help Josh and not fucking kill him. How is this helpful? Nothing tells us how urgent this situation is, like seeing a ghost standing in front of us while the protagonist turns his head and calmly looks for a place to run. The ghost that can break through windows, close doors with his mind, and apparate across entire rooms is somehow stopped by a regular-ass bedroom door. Got bored, making a sandwich. Aha! You thought I was making a sandwich, but I was here the whole time. Why do I do what I do? Nobody knows. Scary though, huh? As Josh slips into the further, I can't help but feel a level of vindication 10 years later.
How did Josh suppress his memory to astral project? If he forgot he could do it, wouldn't his subconscious just figure it out all over again?
And my reward to myself will be these 5 sins. So Josh's ghost dad jumped through the windows, chased him through the house, and threw him into a closet, all so that Josh would find these pictures of him. Seriously, why didn't he just put the f***ing photos on his bedside table or float them in front of his face? This feels like way more ghost energy than he needed to expend.
An effect used not only to create volume and definition, but also a specific unseen light source.
Says the person who apparently doesn't care about the rules of art.
3, 2...
Freddy's coming for you. Wait. Wrong franchise. I must have dozed off and astral projected myself into a better movie that also deals with an alternate dimension that's only accessed through sleep. A curious photo case of Benjamin Burton.
Come on, man. Doesn't that mean anything to you? A red door?
Is this what happens when you go to college? You get all cryptic and
No, it's what happens when a 5th movie in a franchise feels the need to justify itself by looping into the earlier, more successful movies. Just an absolute Ouroboros of cryptic desperation.
So, after the whole spooky dream, not a dream thing the other night...
I'm gonna need that key back.
Considering neither you nor us heard a key in the door, Dalton, I think the immediate problem is that you never bothered to lock it anyway.
I started poking around the old interwebs, and guess what?
That is like 95% porn. It's an absolute cesspit. I lost a whole weekend.
You are an astral projector.
Astral projection.
Chris did a few hours of research based on the search term creepy guy's spirit walks into my dorm while he sleeps, and was led not only to astral projecting, but to the 2 guys who actually investigated Dalton's hauntings when he was 10. F***ing AI, man.
Our physical body falls asleep, and our astral body leaves that physical body and floats off into another realm.
Or you just get to wander around your fellow students' dorm rooms undetected and play with their hooters. Dalton clicks on a video with a 1-minute, 2-second runtime, and it goes for 1 minute and 22 seconds before Dalton stops it himself. Also, does Elise strike you as someone who went to colleges and lectured about the further? She seemed to keep this kind of private throughout the series, and in the first Insidious, Renee didn't know where to turn until Josh's mom said something about using Elise in the past, which is not exactly like someone who goes around doing lectures and is well known. Also, since Elise is clearly not afraid to talk about it publicly, why isn't this common knowledge? Okay, Elise is dead, but are her nieces, Josh, Dalton, and Carl the only ones who could travel into the further? That's a high percentage of people given that small social circle, so why can't more people travel there? What I'm saying is that by this point, the further should be so well known, it should have its own Starbucks and Walmart.
Some are doomed to live the worst mistakes of their lives over and over and over for all eternity.
If some ghosts are there for an eternity, then I have to wonder why the further isn't a lot more crowded whenever we see it.
They want life, and they can come to our world to get it.
Don't worry, they mainly just f*** around with doors and are easily deterred by shouting and shoving.
Keep a steady stride.
F***ing what? After years of experience, that's your advice? Walking? Jeez, that's one step down from who you're gonna call.
What if he was talking about this door?
So what, you want to go back and ask him? Seriously?
I'm with incredulous Chris. Of all the possible souls in the further, do we seriously have to keep visiting the projectile puking one literally ad nauseum?
So what's the plan?
I got this.
Can I help you?
Well, that was quick. Why wasn't the plan to fall asleep outside? They have to be in the house to do this? Can't he just take a snooze in the yard or somewhere nearby and then ghost walk to the frat house?
I need a room with darkness.
You mean like your own dorm room? Why do you even need a room here in this frat house?
Bingo.
Yep, there definitely won't be anyone who will ever come back up to their room here. Once a room is empty, it's vacated for life. Go ahead and do your flatliner shit in here. It'll be fine.
What are the chances those bed sheets are crusty?
I'll take the dirty floor.
The floor probably has just as much dried crustiness that you fear on the bed sheets, including other grossness that you wouldn't have gotten on the bed. Besides, we're gonna worry about what's on a college kid's bed sheets when we're about to go into another dimension? This American flag doesn't have the correct number of stars and all the stripes are f***ed up.
Okay, you ready? 10, 9.
So literally anyone can do the backward countdown, hypnotize Dalton into the further thing? I always thought it was weird that Tucker managed it, but I figured he was just Elise adjacent enough to make it work. But fucking Chris just Googled this shit. She's counting backward. I mean, is this even necessary? Earlier, Dalton just fell asleep at his desk and fell into the further. Also, Jesus, this movie has 3 countdowns from 10. Why couldn't we just do a snap of the fingers or say, Expelliarmus, get this going?
Are you floating yet? Farewell, traveler.
I have to say that Chris is remarkably chill for someone who is witnessing a human spirit leave their body and manipulate objects, considering it's a thing she's only been aware of 24 hours.
You out here, Dalton?
Hey, Chris, don't be stupid.
I'm gonna be a while.
Gross.
Everything about the way Paige reacts to Nick the Dick suggests that she wouldn't have even agreed to show up to study at his frat in his room in the first place. And yet here she is, not only here, but pretending like taking a while in the bathroom isn't something that affects us all. Just wait until you're studying with someone you do like, Paige, and you suddenly have to run to the bathroom and take a while. Where's your God then, Paige? Where's your God then?
Dalton!
And then something invisible starts choking Chris, which is yet another thing I've never seen in this franchise. Usually there's a very visible demon doing this, but not this time. Not until Dalton sees the demon for himself in the further and we realize it's the one from the first movie. Also, why is the demon f***ing around with Chris when Dalton's spiritless body is right there? The whole point is that the demons need an empty vessel, so why wasn't it attracted to Dalton's empty body first? Hell, demon already spent a lot of time working up the power to inhabit a younger Dalton, so shouldn't he have a head start? Also, the guy who plays Lipstick Face Demon also plays several of the spooky nasties in the Conjuring movies and has therefore managed to carve out a niche purely as that guy that keeps haunting Patrick Wilson. Time to go to the library and do research in a horror movie cliche.
I'm sorry. I didn't know anyone could get hurt in the real world.
You mean apart from that time a demon cut your hand in the real world? You know, that thing that happened a couple days ago? It's okay. It's not like you have a constant reminder of said injury smeared on a canvas in your room.
You have no idea what you're messing with.
How's this news?
Can we talk?
Why didn't you try calling first? As Dalton trauma paints a memory of his dad coming at him with a hammer, I am reminded that some humans will literally wait for an awakening inspired by contact from a ghostly extra dimension rather than go to therapy. Oh, shit. Do you know what this means? It means Dalton's gonna fail art class! Blowing out a candle in the further means power outage in the real world. Got it.
Maybe he's just reaching out.
Yeah, reaching out by crashing through a fucking window and throwing his son into a cupboard? Renee has a fucked up definition of just reaching out. Wow, these pictures of Josh as a kid look super different from the ones we saw in previous movies.
We could have gotten through this together.
Dude, she just described how a demon used your body to try and kill her and your 3 kids with a fucking hammer.
Is this you?
I love how we have 2 different haunting stories going on at the same time, and Josh finds out just enough about his story to drive out to see his ex-wife. Right at the moment, Dalton has learned just enough about his story to merge the 2 hauntings together right before the 3rd act. Yes, that's how movies work. You're asking me why that's a sin when that's how it is? Wait, am I talking to a hypothetical person or am I arguing with my brain again?
He's been having nightmares and visions.
I feel the worst for Carl. His hypnosis only worked as long as film producers were willing to not make a 5th movie. And now it's super weird how his hypnosis lasts for like 9 or 10 years before wearing off, almost like a tetanus shot. Wait, why is the hammer in the painting real all of a sudden? Since when is this a part of Insidious lore? It was like Wile E. Coyote drawing a tunnel on a rock and Roadrunner can just go through it like it's a real tunnel. This scene plays like the one in Insidious Chapter 2 where we see things that were never explained in Part 1 get answered, like who was at the door when Josh went to investigate the knocking, and it turned out that it was him, astral projecting through time. However, this scene from Insidious 2 does not need an explanation. Elise hit the demon that was possessing Josh over the head with a rocking horse before he could swing the hammer. Now they seem to be retconning this and making college Dalton the savior of kid Dalton. After 13 years of trying, the ghost demon of Parker Crane finally possesses the body of Dalton and, well, didn't seem all that hard. I don't know what's different now compared to any of the other times Dalton has been in the further other than we're now headed toward the end of the movie. Excuse me, I need to walk over here and set up a scare. Nope, can't do it where I'm sitting. This requires you to wonder where I am and find me standing in a corner so I can properly set up a big bad demon reveal.
Dalton, you okay?
Are you okay? Why aren't you turning on some fucking lights? Or given your previous experience of being almost choked to death, getting the fuck out of there. Also, I guess Dalton's demon is a huge fan of the Blair Witch Project. I've done some research, and there isn't a single vinyl record I can find that had Tiptoe Through the Tulips, the song playing now, and Fill Your Heart, the song that Parker was playing earlier, on the same side. Fill Your Heart was always on the B-side, especially on the full God Bless Tiny Tim album that appears to be playing right now. Now, this record player looks old as balls, so it almost certainly doesn't have any auto-flip capabilities, all of which means that Parker has figured out a way to flip this record in the further while he's possessing a body in the real world, and that honestly might be the biggest sin of the franchise. Well, Mr. Parker, you finally done it. You finally trapped the Dalton boy taking his body. Where are you going to keep his soul? Under some chairs. Nice. Wait, what? Under lots of chairs. Wait, how did Josh get here? He and Dalton took a road trip to get to the college, so did Josh, ghost walk here all the way from wherever Renee's house is? Or are we saying he took the further version of his car and drove for a few hours on the further version of the highway? God, I can't imagine how many assholes are driving around in the further.
We're gonna get out of here and we're gonna get home, okay?
It's amazing how the further can be anything the movie wants it to be. It can be your world, only you're invisible. Or it can be a place where you can run into the hot, sexy local dead people in your area. Or you can time travel somewhere in the real world to get clues about something going on in the present. And this is yet another wrinkle they've added. Josh can now see into a window of the past in the further itself. The return of this f***ing string cord belt bullshit. It makes no sense. Okay, maybe it's slightly easier to throttle someone with a cord versus a belt, but I think this demon would have made do just fine. Behold, the movie takes us to the sinister world of Kiss. Man, this is embarrassing. The demon shackled Dalton the exact same way he did when Dalton was a child and didn't make any improvements. And now he's free again. 9 years and all he could come up with is the same f***ing shackle. So, is this the demon that possessed Dalton, but now that he's gone back into the further to retrieve him, he's left a mere shell of himself back in the real world? Is that how this works?
He's coming!
I wouldn't worry, Dalton. Despite knowing the importance of this door, he will not use his ability to instantly teleport himself in front of you to stop you from passing through it. He's much more interested in hanging out back here and then suddenly screaming in your face. Also, goddamn, this is a lot of candles for demons who supposedly do not enjoy the light. Will closing the door really stop shit? Who made the rules? Who made the further and decided I'm going to keep all the bad guys behind a red door? Now, if you open that red door, you'll get some occasional hauntings and a gradual possession, but if you destroy that door, it actually traps the demons in there. Why even build a f***ing door in the first place? Did it just come with the further as a package deal? Why are there physical things you can do to affect these ghouls and demons? These scenes in Dalton's room are so dark that I have no idea what I'm supposed to be scared of.
We gotta have to find something to block it, something to seal it!
Yeah, what happened to that? Back in the first movie, there were all these chairs stacked in the back of the room that could be amazing for door jamming. But I guess the movers came in and took them. And no, these are not the same chairs that Dalton found himself under a minute ago.
It's okay. You go.
I feel like this is what happened when the studio was trying to figure out who was going to direct this thing. James Wan and Lee Whannell were out, and somebody had to direct it, so Patrick Wilson sacrificed himself for the greater bad. Why are all the demons sneaking into the real world and crawling up Dalton? Isn't Josh holding the red door closed supposed to stop that? Why can these demons crawl around in the real world but Parker Mole can't? Also, it looks like the demon just decided to stop breaking the door. I mean, it looked like it was working. I'm kind of confused why he hasn't been trying to break through it before now. Also, if being on the other side of this door is such a big deal, why didn't all the demons move their respective abodes to this side of the further while it was open? There's no need to be on the wrong side of this door once it's opened, right? Really? You're rolling stonesing this shit and not even giving them 40 licks of lip service? Also, no, really, no. Are we really saying Dalton's f***ing painting matters? What the shit? The f***ing f***? This is like voodoo. Since when is this an Insidious thing? F*** out of here with this shit. Hey, son, sorry about that nonsense earlier where I scared 20 years off your life. I had to wait until the movie wanted me to be a good guy before actually helping you out. Oh, one more thing before I go, and it's super boo. Ha ha ha, nah, I'm just f***ing with you. Little ghost humor there. Anyway, have a good life, buddy. I guess I just exist as a lamp now.
You come a little earlier if you want. Join us for dinner.
Now that you're not in danger of being possessed by a demon anymore, wanna
I know you.
Sure could have used your help a few hours ago. I nearly had to sacrifice myself for my son. Could have used someone to ward off demons. No, I'm not a crazy person. I probably wouldn't paint anything ever again knowing the power I have to conjure the spirit world through it. Although I might paint myself a pepperoni pizza. That would be awesome right about now. The director made sure Dalton drew a picture of an apple next to this Insidious Chapter 2 callback so we would be certain a demon possesses his asshole. Wait, an asshole possesses his demon. Wait, an apple possesses all of us. The demon was in you all along. Nailed it. As we listen to Patrick Wilson cover Stay, I am reminded that my favorite part of Saw was when James Wan sang a cover of Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. Notched it up a whole letter grade for me.
Oh my God!
I went through it. Frame by frame by frame. Oh my God.
It's okay, it's okay.
You're gonna be okay! Say the goddamn words! You're gonna be okay! Oh, God! Say the goddamn fucking words!
I hate this. I like to torture him.
But this room is also where the doppelgangers have been reported.
Yeah?
I'd really like to talk to whoever is impersonating Rebecca and her son.
The doppelganger is such an interesting but pretty far out concept in terms of the paranormal, you know?
Don't tase me, bro! Don't tase me! I didn't do anything! Ow! 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 Caffeine will kill you!
Elise, we are calling out to you. Tell us if you are there.
Now dive through the keyhole, Scott. You charge big, you dive small, then you emerge big.
They're frying someone, Pop!
He's frying now! He's frying now!
Open this door. There'll be lots of light.
Can you smell the circus, Georgie? There's peanuts, cotton candy, hot dogs.
Open this door. There'll be lots of light. Cross over, children! All are welcome!
Testing 1, 2.
Check. 1. Check. Sibilance.
Is that you?
No! I know who you are. She is lovely, isn't she?
He's behind me, isn't he?
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Neither of you will remember the last year.
You know, find somewhere, maybe you get a facial, and hire a decorator to come in here quick, cause damn.
I might play ball, but I will never sign that.
There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class. I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is potion-making.
I am not interested in the rules of art. We are going to break the rules. Then I want you to break them again.
Thank you, Mr. Dalton.
Today we find out if I'm your daddy or the German Shepherd.
Matching games, like kids do.
You want me to play kids' games?
We can learn a lot from kids.
Copping 50 miles is running his ass off, and I'm out here playing kids' games in the park.
May I offer you some diaper pudding? It's a bit nutty.
We were just looking for some privacy, you know? We were gonna do it.
I'd rather watch my parents do it.
It's a weird flex, but sure.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Help me hold the door!
Hold the door!
Hey, Dad? You wanna have a catch?
How much more black could this be? And the answer is none. None
Is that good?
more black.